Hi, I'm Aaron Aites,
I'm Audrey, Ewell.
and our movie is called Until the Light Takes Us. Well, the film's about Norwegian black metal, which is, for people who don't know, it's a group of musicians starting in the early 90s who kind of made their own sort of genre of music, which is very non-commercial, low-fidelity covers with sort of a Xerox quality to them. And they started burning down churches, and the media started reporting on that, and they were calling them Satanists, and kids throughout Norway said, "Oh, that sounds awesome. We're going to start Satanist heavy metal bands and do the same thing," even though that wasn't really the point of the original movement. And our film sort of tracks the history of the movement through the church burnings, through the murders, through the arrests, and sort of examines how reality can be mediated through different filters like high art and the media, and what that does not only to the creation but to the creators themselves.
I don't know. I mean, it does deal a lot with the politics of identity and of authorship, also of what happens if you're a person who creates things, what happens once you've put it out there, and how things are interpreted and reinterpreted, and how the context changes the original meaning. And I mean the original meaning. It retroactively changes the reality of what occurred.
Well, we wanted to see it, basically. I mean, we're not metal people, but we were introduced to it through a friend of ours who owns Aquarius Records in San Francisco, and we were really taken with the genre immediately and became kind of obsessed with it. And we wanted to see the movie about, I mean, it's a crazy story. We just wanted to see the movie about what happened, and there wasn't one, so we decided, well, let's do it.
And one of the things that really got us interested in it was that regardless of what you think about what they did, you know, regardless of what your thoughts are on burning down churches and killing people, let's say, there was something really fascinating about the fact that they saw a problem in the world and they did something. You know, what they did was fairly extreme and very violent. But the fact that these guys thought that they could change the world and tried to have an impact on the actual world, it feels like most people don't do that so much anymore. And I think that there's been, in our generation, a real sense of hopelessness about the world and about the actual possibility to change it in any way, to have any impact. And you know, maybe it was incredibly naive, but they actually tried to do that, and that to us is just fascinating.
They failed.
They failed. I mean, they didn't fail because they did.
Well,
they
yeah.
changed it in some ways, but I think it eventually,
not in the way they wanted to.
And it changed them more than they changed the world. Well, I mean, through all the steps of recontextualization with what they originally set out to do. At the heart of the movement and the story in the film is a musician named Gylve Fenriz Nagel, and he set out to. He was in a successful death metal band prior to his career as a black metal musician, and he turned away from it because he didn't like how commodified death metal was becoming at that time. So he started to create black metal, which was basically the most lo-fi, raw, ugly, brutal kind of music that he could come up with. And his intention with it was to make something that was personal and that would never be a product to be sold in record stores around the world. But once all the crime started and it was reported on as, you know, the Satanic Uprising and all the rest of it, they got all this attention, and a second wave was created of, you know, kids around the country who saw the reports of the Satanic Uprising, and they wanted to do that. They thought it was ultra cool. So they started these satanic black metal bands and started burning down churches and releasing albums. And you know, at the end of all of this and now it's in galleries around the world. Artists like Harmony Korine and Bjarne Melgaard are taking it into this high art context. And at the end of it, though, there's this Gylve who really just wanted to make some albums that were going to be personal and were going to be true. There's this idea of something being true in this world that's completely commodified.
Truth is one of the big concepts in black metal and in the film. just seeing how it affected the two main characters of the film, Gilva and Varg Vikernes of Person, is kind of what you need to see the film to get. So. Now, well, our experience thus far is finishing the film a few days beforehand.
Yeah, we finished about 5 days ago, and we flew in day before yesterday, and we went and did the red carpet thing before Doubt, and that was weird and fun. And
there's a crazy party here last night. We premiered last night.
We premiered last night and
came straight to this extravagant hotel.
Yes.
Even more extravagant party. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Great. I mean, it was great to see this was our world premiere, so it was really awesome to see the film at the ArcLight. It's this amazing theater, and we had a full house, and it just was great. It was really gratifying.
We've been meeting some filmmakers and stuff like that too. It's been really cool.
Yeah.
So.